Hello viewers, welcome to today's episode. Today we are going to talk about how a couple can manage their finances as they start off in their marriage. Before we continue, may I encourage you to subscribe, like the video, click the notification button and share it with others. Thank you so much for your support. So, how a couple can manage their finances as they start off in their marriage. So there are so many ways how people manage their finances or agree on how they want to be managing their finances as they start off in a marriage relationship. Some would open a joint account. Some people would start off by that, opening a joint account where whatever income they have as a couple goes in that account, and then they manage the money from that account. That means they both have the debit cards for those accounts, whether it's a Visa cards for those accounts, and they both have access. They both can sign and withdraw from the account. So some couples do that, where they have a joint account and manage their finances together as a couple. Everyone sees what is going in, what is coming out. That's one way of how people do it. And another way that people do it is to have separate accounts. People maintaining their separate accounts. When you're getting married, you already have your account. So some would maintain their separate accounts, but then they will know how much each one is getting. Whatever income each one is making, they know that by the end of the month, in my spouse's account, this much goes in. And then they manage the money together. Some would have a budget, oftentimes would have a budget, and then know what is required and how much they can put together so that they pay the bills, they buy the necessary things to run the home, whether it's paying rent and all the the essential things that need to be done in a home. So while maintaining separate accounts, but there is that also transparency where everyone knows what is going on in their accounts, but maintaining separate accounts. And also with that, some people would agree on an amount of money that each spouse is free to spend it without informing the other. So each spouse has a certain amount of money that they work with, whether they want to go out for coffee with friends, whether they've seen a nice thing to buy, they are able to buy. So an agreement is made that depending on your income, we can't say this is the standard amount. Depending on how much you are making as a home and how much is needed to run a home, some people agree on an amount. So you can spend it on the things that are small. In this case, we are talking about small things that you can spend without the approval of the other. Because in a marriage setup, as we've been saying, open communication is important. When it comes to finances, open communication is important. But there are some small things that as a full-grown person, you should be able to buy them without calling, oh, hello, I need to buy this, without calling again and again. You should be able to buy small things. Say, as the example I've given, you want to buy coffee, or you've seen something that you would like to buy. It's not very expensive. You don't have to call all the time. Can I buy this? Can I buy that? So it's important. It also just gives a person some dignity so that you can be able to purchase small things. I'm emphasizing on small things because couples can do that. When it comes to big things, it's important to sit down and agree that why don't we buy maybe this land? Why don't we buy, maybe we should plan to buy a car. You plan if you want to buy a house. Those are big things that as a couple you sit down and discuss. I've heard stories where some will just surprise their spouses with a house. Oh, I've been building this house. And then the moment that the wife or the husband has discovered that there is a house that my spouse is building, they'll be like, oh yeah, I wanted it to be a surprise. That's too big for a surprise. It depends, but it also depends on how you're running your finances. But things like those, it's important to share them with your spouse. Like if you're building a house, if you are planning to buy a vehicle, maybe if the vehicle is a surprise as a birthday or special theme, it's okay. But you are buying a car that is not even a gift for your spouse, it's just a car, it's a surprise. It depends with the surprise, but sometimes the issues of finances are delicate. It's important to be open as you transact, especially when it comes to big things. It's important because finances, as we said in my last video, they are delicate issues. They need to be handled with open communication. As much as possible, there should be open communication. Make it a habit to communicate openly when it comes to finances. But people run finances in different ways. As I've said, joint account. Some will still maintain their accounts and handle them. Some people would even give each other things to purchase. For example, with your money, you should be buying A, B, C, D, E. With your money, you will be paying for A, B, C, D, E. Some people also make that arrangement. As long as the two people are happy, it's okay. As long as you're happy. Because the problem comes in when there is some resentment when it comes to financial management in the home. Come up with a plan that both of you are happy with as a couple. You are happy, you are comfortable with the plan that you want to use in your financial management as a couple. As long as there is no resentment, as long as there is no suspicions, it's okay as long as both of you are happy with the way you want to manage your finances. But as much as possible, make it a point to be open, be intentional, to maintain open communication as far as financial issues are concerned. Thank you so much for watching. May I encourage you to subscribe, like the video, share it with others, and click the notification button. Thank you so much for your support. See you next time.